Good morning. A lot going on this weekend. Have yourself a great weekend. Enjoy the Punk Sound and Funk Nation as they do Funk Fest 2022. Bo Flav also running this week as well. If you catch the 18 Jefferson here in the city of Buffalo, it's going to be routed beginning Friday at 3 until probably Saturday evening at around 9 or 10. Going to play something for you we had with Didi in the morning this morning with the Secretary of Education. Is talking about the impact of the Biden student loan forgiveness measure. And here's what he had to say.
Happy to do it. Listen, this means opportunity. This means that folks that, the pandemic affected us all, but some people got hit harder. Mm-hmm. Middle class, people that don't have a lot of income, people making under 125 are going to benefit here. They could benefit from $20,000 in loan forgiveness, up to $20,000.
Wait, hold on. Let me understand this. I'm sorry, Secretary. Here's the thing. When you say people who make up a certain, and they can, that money is only for, again, student loan, though, right?
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Student loans, to take down their student loan,
Good.
right?
Okay. But
so, we know the Pell Grant was out there to help students who are struggling financially and give them a little bit of support. Well, the president, he campaigned on $10,000. He upped it to $20,000 for those who qualify for Pell. So when we talk about inequities, addressing inequities, this is what the president is delivering on. So if you have debt and you make under $125,000, you can get up to $20,000 in the debt relief. That's huge. That's significant. That gives people an opportunity to think about, buying a house or finally doing the things that they need to do to move on in life. And this is being done because we know the pandemic affected folks. We don't want people to end up worse off after the pandemic than they were before.
Wow, I love it. Okay.
Now, Mr. Miguel, I unfortunately finished off paying my school loans. Can I go back and get money?
Listen, you fortunately finished paying off your loans. Congratulations.
Thank you.
But listen, I hear that argument all the time, and it saddens me, right? Because we have Americans that are struggling significantly because of the pandemic, right? If it wasn't for the pandemic, maybe this wouldn't be happening. But we're there are people whose loans are done, right? But they have children or they have family members who are still straddled in debt. It's going to help them. It's going to help the whole community, man. We should be happy when other people are being lifted up so they can move on in life, and that's what we're trying to deliver here.
I love it. Let me tell you why it really matters, everybody, because my husband, a grown man, right, in his 30s, just finished paying off his student loans 3 years ago, right? And so this thing, think about it. You're graduating from, let's say you graduated from high school at 22, and you're still almost 40 years old paying a loan.
No,
right?
That's
and this right here is going to help, and that's what everybody. And so any little bit helps. I'm hearing people complain or whatever. I'm thinking to myself, any little bit helps if you want to help me with a loan, right?
Absolutely.
Can I say something really quickly? Like, loan forgiveness is getting a lot of attention, and it should. It's a big deal. It's never happened before. But there was another thing that he mentioned yesterday that's going to be a game changer for generations to come. We just lowered the student loan payment percentage so that anybody who has a loan, they're only paying now 5% of their salary, not 10%, which means basically with the president's announcement yesterday, all future loan payments are going to be cut in half.
Wow.
Think about that. That's huge.
Yes, it is. Huge. It's very huge, and I think that's a beautiful thing, and I love it. And they were talking about this, how African-American families, Hispanic families, and what this is going to mean and how much money it's going to save. It is really a great deal. So now, when does this all get implemented? How do people find out more information? How could they, how do you know you apply? Tell us how that works.
Sure. And before I do that, look, black borrowers are 2 times as likely to be Pell recipients. So that means they're going to qualify for more. 1 out of 4 black people who have loans are going to have their loans forgiven. That's real. That's real change.
Yeah.
So visit studentaid.gov/debt relief. And then there you could register to get an email, and we're going to keep you up to date. Obviously, 43 million people are crashing the sites.
Wow.
The sites are up and running, don't get me wrong, but we know everybody wants information. Studentaid.gov/debt relief, and you sign up for an email. We'll send information out to you. We're going to make it simple, too. We're not going to make this hard or bureaucratic. We're going to get this done for the American people. The president campaigned on 10. We're providing 20 to Pell recipients. income-driven repayment changes, like we're changing the game. Higher education must be accessible to more people. We're fixing a very broken system.
Yeah, and thank
That's a
God.
really good
I
point.
love it. I know it, and it really is because college education and getting one, it is so expensive, you know. And for a lot of families, I mean, that right there can break a lot of families, or they don't know how they're going to end up paying things back and everything else. I love what you're doing. So again, what's the website again?
Check it out at studentaid.gov/debt relief.
I love it. Studentaid.gov/debt release.
Good morning. A lot going on this weekend. Have yourself a great weekend. Enjoy the Punk